Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Rahman Digital Production. This is lecture number 115th of mathematics. In today's lecture, we are going to start a new topic, and that is statistical data handling. Before jumping into the world of statistical data handling, let me tell you a story. Sir William Pitty, uh, whose picture is given on the right side of your screen, was one of the first to develop human statistical and census methods. He was from a humble family background, but by the age of 35, he was at the forefront of the progressive sciences. He broke his leg on board a ship while working as a cabin boy in his teens. After this setback, he applied to study in Caen, where he supported himself by teaching English. So, the main purpose of this story was that Sir William Pitty was the first person who developed a statistical system for census. Now, how we are applying this statistic in our daily lives, let me elaborate it with an example. According to a survey, about 30.1% of the population of Pakistan use a smartphone, equaling 71.70 millions of the total population. Do you know how the figure 30.1% was obtained? The following process was used. The first process in this is the collection. The second is the organization. The third process is display, and the fourth and the final process is interpretation. Now let's talk about all these processes in a bit detail. The first process is collection of data. Now the collection of data is the most difficult part of statistical system, because you have to go physically or develop teams to go there and collect the data. This is a very cumbersome process. So collection of data is the first step in the development of any statistical system. Now there are different ways of collecting of data. You have to go physically. You can collect the data by survey. You can collect the data by questionnaire. You can collect the data by interviews. But I'm not going in the detail of that. Simply you have to understand that the first step of any statistical data handling process is the collection of data. Let me give you a practical example. A school canteen vendor is asked to sell fruits to the students. The vendor would like to know which fruit the students like most. So, in this regard, he first collected the data. About 500 students are surveyed in a school by a canteen vendor to know which fruit the students like the most. After collection the data, he tabulated that data, which mean organization of data. After collecting the data, the vendor organizes the data in a table form. Now let's turn our focus to the table form. The first row is fruit, the second row is number of students. He collected the data and found that 100 students are fond of apples. 75 of them are honeydew. 50 are liking pears. 150 are fond of watermelons, and the remaining 125 and 500 students are liking oranges. So in this way he organized the data in the second step. The third step is that data should now be displayed in a pictogram or a bar chart. Dear learners, chart and graphs are used interchangeably. So, whatever the meaning of chart is also the meaning of graph. In this particular topic, we will use first the uh, pictograph, that is in the form of the picture, and in bar graph later on we will use the line charts and the pie chart as well. Each chart is having its own usages. One data cannot be applied to the other type of charts. If it is fitting on the bar chart, you cannot use the pie chart, because pie chart is used for percentage. Bar chart, which is vertically as well, this one, and horizontally this spectrogram is used to compare different values. So we have created on the basis of this table these two charts. The third step is it is written the display of data, which is not the final one. The data collected is displayed in a pictogram. Pict mean picture, gram mean graph. Just like the medical students are using cardiography or cardiogram, ECG, electrocardiograms. Gram mean graph. Remember this word. So they are displaying this pictorial. There are different methods used for creating the chart. We will discuss that in the second and third book in greater detail, but here you have to learn that what is pictogram and what is the bar graph. So you can see the apple, the first fruit. Each fruit in the figure represent 20 students. So if there is this particular apple, it means 20. So this is 40, this is 60, this is 80, and this will represent 100. And you can see that there is 100 of students there liking apples. The honeydew is 20, 40, 60, and there is 3/4 of that. So it is 75, 20, 60, and this is 15, because if we are dividing it, this will be 5, this will be 5, and this will be 5. Here we are having full, here also, and here also. So here it is 3/4 of the full honey dew. So it means 15, 60 and 15, and that is 75, which is this one. Pears are 50. So watermelons are like peers are liked by 50 people. So this is 20, and this is 20, 40, and this is half. So it means that there are 50 students which are liking pears. Now watermelons 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140 and half. That means 150. You can see that this is 150. The next is 125. So you can see 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, and this is 1/4 means 5. So 125. Now in the second way, you can display all these values. On the x-axis, fruits are given, types of fruit, and on the y-axis you can see that the number of students are giving. Uh, Gentlemen, because we are having 150 in this table is the highest value, so we are going till 160. Now that is totally depend on you, that whether you are taking it 10 10 one larger square, here it is taken as 20, so this is 40 and we are reaching 160. All the fruit are given on the x-axis. So here we are saying that apples are, as you can see, are 100. So we have to mark this area as the 100, and we will draw a bar like this. So it means apples are liked by 100 students. Similarly, honeydew, because between 60 and 80 there is 1 2 3 4, so 20, and because there are, understand this part, this is very important part. What is the difference between 60 and 80? That is 20. And what one small, how many small lines are there? 1 2 3 and 4. So divide by 4 is equal to 5. So one this small square is representing 5. So now we are starting from here, till here it is 60, this one, this is 65, this is 70, and this is 75. So we are marking 75 as here. Now the next one is pears, and till here it is 40, this is 45, and this is 50. Now watermelons, here we have 140, 145 and 150, because one small square is equal to 5. Now I left this oranges for you people to understand that how we will draw the next one. First you have to see the table, and that is 125. So 100 is still here, and here it will be 125, and this is not 125. You can see that this is 100, this is 105, 120 is here, and then we are having 125 is here. So we have to draw the graph for the oranges like this. So this was the third part. Now we are having the fourth part to interpret. The main purpose of any statistical system is to interpret the future. Now, using the table, complete the bar graph in the figure given this one, and we completed that. Now the next and the fourth part is interpretation of data. Now how can we interpret the data? From the pictogram and the bar graph, it is clear that most popular fruit among the selected group of student is dash. What is that? And that is the watermelon. So we have to see that watermelons are the best choice of these students, so we have to bring more of this fruit. The students are less interested in which one, and that is the pear. So we don't have to give much priority to pears. This is our interpretation from the statistical system. Now another very important part is this in this interpretation is, if the canteen vendors decide to sell 3 types of fruits to the students, which 3 should he choose? So here we are given the choice that first will be apples, because apples are in second in the bar graph, and then we are having honeydew, and then in third part we will have watermelon. These are the 3 beverages. These are the 3 fruits we have to order frequently, because the statistical system is showing us that these are sold or liked by the students a lot. That was the whole story about the statistical system. In next lecture, we will start practical questions on these spectrogram and bar chart. Remember, dear learners, that this is the final chapter of this book. Then we will turn our focus to more advanced questions of these introductory topics. So this was the basic book, and the second one is a bit advanced, the third one is more advanced, and the fourth one is the most advanced along with the revision. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice time. Allah Hafiz.